And you can hear the Milford Scarlet Hawks marching band as we are set to start here at Milford High School. The Milford Scarlet Hawks will be kicking off right to left across your radio in their at-home red jerseys with white numbering and lettering, white trim down the sides, as the Canton Bulldogs in their white road jerseys with dark green numbering and lettering and a dark green helmet with the white logo on the side. The kickoff is picked up at the 10-yard line, a return up the near side to around the 40-yard line by Derek Harris, and that's where the Canton Bulldogs will start their drive as the ball is marked at the 38-yard line. Canton will start off with pretty good field position as the Bulldogs will try to hop out early against this Scarlet Hawks team. Canton, a very aggressive offense this year. A good mix of pass and run, a lot of returning players on this offense, and they are going to look to try to exploit this Milford defense early on in this game. As out there is Captain Brian Hagan, set to lead the Bulldogs offense with a back to his right, a man in the slot to the left, two receivers spread out to the left, throwing downfield right up the middle, and it's in front of his intended target, Anthony Ross, as Canton was going for big yards early on that throw, already showing the aggressive nature of their offense, and that will make it 2nd and 10 from the 38-yard line for the Bulldogs. The Scarlet Hawks are going to have to defend the pass quite a bit in this game. You'll likely see 4, at times 5 defensive backs for Milford as Hagan lines up with a back to his left, a 3-receiver set, man in motion from right to left. Hagan takes this himself up the middle, finds a hole, and he will get to around the 50-yard line. That is about a 12-yard pickup by the quarterback. Nice rush by the quarterback. And Hagan striking early and moving the chains for the Canton Bulldogs. They mark him at the 49 officially, so they give him 11 on the play. Hagan is going to line up in the pistol, back to his right, motion from left to right. It's a 3-receiver set, a handoff to the tailback, and maybe a yard or two on the carry up the middle. On the carry, it was Jaron Reynolds, who will be relied upon a lot this game by the Canton Bulldogs as he's marked at the 50-yard line. Tom Nappy on the broadcast. Canton Bulldogs 3-0. Milford Scarlet Hawks 1-2 heading into this Thursday night game. It's a Hockomock matchup as the Scarlet Hawks look to get back on track. 2 tough losses in the previous 2 games against Holliston and Stoughton. Hagan lines up with a back to his right. It's a 3-receiver set, all receivers to the left side with a man in the slot. Hagan is going to bounce off the tackle, takes it himself up the near side for maybe a yard. Milford defense doing nice up front so far in this game. They've had to stop Hagan a couple times. And we know improving the defense up front is one of the things the Scarlet Hawks really needed to work on, especially with the amount of trouble they had against that powerful Holliston offense and then against Stoughton the following week. Hagan is going to line up in the pistol, back to his left, 3 receivers lined up to the left side. Hagan rolling to his left side will throw out of bounds. That was over the head of everybody, and a nice effort by the Scarlet Hawks defense makes it 4th and 8 to go from the 49-yard line, and the Canton Bulldogs will bring out the punt team. So the Scarlet Hawks defense gets the job done. The Milford offense will likely get an opportunity here to try to take the early lead. Ball at the Scarlet Hawks 49-yard line. Set to punt it away is Thomas Monagle, the sophomore. The snap and the punt. And it's an end-over-end kick. Will sail back on the far side to about the Milford 22 and then take a few Canton rolls till around the 15, where it is down by Anthony Ross, and the Scarlet Hawks will start at about the 16-yard line for their first drive of the game.
The punt was down at the 14. First down and 10, Scarlet Hawks at their own 14.
So they call it down at the 14-yard line. That's where the Scarlet Hawks start. As Hearns lines up in the gun, back to his left. It's a handoff coming up the left hash marks for a couple. And on that,
Milford Scarlet is good for a 1-yard gain. Second down and 9 from the 15.
Carry was Jonathan Rodriguez. 1-yard gain for Milford. And this is going to be another run to Rodriguez as he comes towards the near side on the sweep for another couple of yards. So Milford coming out early with the run. It's going to be third down and about 7 to go for the Scarlet Hawks. We're about halfway through this first quarter. The Scarlet Hawks on their opening drive after a nice defensive effort. Hearns lined up in the gun, back to his right. It's a 4-receiver set, 3 lined up to the right side. Hearns rolling out to his right under pressure, going to take this himself, has a hole up the middle, eludes one tackler and another, and finally taken down at around the 20-yard line. But after a lot of running, only about a 2-yard pickup by Hearns, and that is going to bring up fourth down for the Scarlet Hawks. So a matchup of the defenses so far early in this game. Scarlet Hawks will punt it away with 6:55 and counting left to go in the first quarter. The snap and the punt, and it is going to be punted back to around the 49. So the Bulldogs will start on Milford's side of the field. That punt just kind of took a nosedive as it headed towards midfield. So some very good field position for Canton. As they start off from the Milford 49-yard line. And that is right back to where the last drive ended for Canton. So really picking up right where they left off, as Hagan this time going to line up in the pistol, back to his left, motion from right to left. It is a handoff to the left back as Sterling Garvin will take it up the middle. It's about a 4-yard pickup for Garvin. Blake Hill was on the tackle for the Scarlet Hawks. And so far, very interesting matchup between these two teams. It's really looking like a defensive game early on. Milford looks so improved up front so far. Hagan lined up in the gun, back to his right, motion from left to right as the slot man in motion. Hagan's going to take this himself up the middle, testing the middle of that line again and not getting far. And that is about a 2-yard pickup by Hagan on that carry. Milford holding strong up front. On 5 attempts, it's only been 19 yards of rushing for the Bulldogs. 3rd and 6 to go. As Hagan and the Bulldogs huddle it up, and now back to the line and set to go. Hagan lined up in the gun, back to his left, a slot back on the left side. Motion now from right to left from the slot receiver. It's a handoff to the motion man, sweeping up the left side, trying to test the edge, and will not get very far. Taken out of bounds at around the 42-yard line was Thomas Monagle on the carry attempt. Nice job by the Scarlet Hawks offense. Excuse me, that was J. Ron Reynolds on the rush attempt, only picking up 3 there. 4th down and 2. Canton does have the offense on the field. Hagan lined up on center, man in the backfield, motion from left to right. A pitch to the motion man, sweeping up the right side, and he will just barely have enough for the first down. A nice job by the defense, sensing the misdirection, but Sterling Gavin able to get enough as he picks up a couple on that play for the first down. And that will move the chains for the Canton Bulldogs. 4:22 and counting left to go in the first quarter. The official time is on the field tonight, as the clock is, for the most part, pretty official, but it is skipping some seconds, or a little bit of a delay, but it is counting down right, it appears, as Hagan lined up in the pistol, motion from right to left. Hagan back to pass, looking to his left. He's going to throw deep towards the end zone, and it is over the head of his intended target, Derek Harris. Some very good defense downfield. That was Jack DeSantis on defensive coverage. Did a nice job covering the speedy receiver, Derek Harris.
So that's going slow too, right? It's got to be recalibrated. Even when it's on track, it's slow.
It is now 2nd and 10 to go for the Canton Bulldogs. Below the 4-minute mark now. Hagan lined up in the pistol, and he will take it himself up the middle. Gets to about the 34-yard line, a 3-yard pickup by the captain quarterback. 3rd and 7 now for the Bulldogs, and we've seen a couple pass attempts by Canton. So far, 2 incompletions. As the Bulldogs will huddle it up and talk things over. Hagan lined up in the pistol, man to his left, 2 receivers due to the right side, and the play is blown dead right at the snap by the officials. And this is going to be a timeout call by the Milford Scarlet Hawks. So a full timeout on the field. We'll take one as well. You're listening to Scarlet Hawks football on WMRC First Class Radio Sports. Hagan now with a back to either side. Will hand it off to the left back. Bounces off the tackle. Will take it up the middle. And that is a first down and more, as Jake Ragusa will get enough for the first down. And that will move the chains. The ball marked at the 25. That's a 9-yard pickup for Ragusa. Bounced off the middle of the line. No one wrapped him up. He was able to come to the near side to pick up some more. So the Bulldogs' drive stays alive as Hagan is going to line up on center with a man in the backfield. Flexbone formation for the Bulldogs. Motion now from left to right. It's a handoff to the up back. A yard or 2 on the play. And on the carry that time, it was Michael Harris.
Number 3, Michael Harris.
2nd and 9 to go now. Ball marked at the 24-yard line for the Bulldogs. Hagan lined up in the gun, a back to his right, motion from left to right. It's a handoff to the motion man. He's going to throw downfield, a wide open receiver on the corner, and he hauls it in, and that is going to be a Canton Bulldogs touchdown, a 24-yard touchdown reception by Anthony Ross, who is also listed as a quarterback on the roster. He threw that pass to J-Ron Reynolds, a 24-yard touchdown pass. A little pitch from Hagan right to Ross. He throws it downfield. Reynolds wide open, in the corner of the end zone, puts the Bulldogs on top 6-0.
Number 8, Thomas Monego in for the point after try.
And now for the extra point attempt. And the kick will sail through. And it will be 7-0. Canton on top of Milford. 1:59 left to go in the first quarter. You're listening to high school football on WMRC First Class Radio Sports. A nice drawn-up play for Canton for the first score of the game. A pitch from the starting quarterback, Brian Hagan, to Ross. And Anthony Ross threw it to the corner of the end zone. A 24-yard touchdown pass to J-Ron Reynolds, as the kickoff will be low to the far side. Sails back to about the 15-yard line. A little bit of a return up the far side by the Scarlet Hawks to around the 22 or so. And that's where the Scarlet Hawks will start their second drive of the game, down 7-0 in the first quarter. And the Bulldogs, they certainly have some trickery up their sleeve and not afraid to use it. And they were having some trouble with their run game at trying to test that line. It wasn't working very well, so they used some trickery as Hearns takes the snap from the pistol, will hand it off. It's a run up the middle on his feet. A big run. That's a first down and a little bit more, about a 12-yard pickup. And that was Quentin Orr on the carry as he came towards the near side. 12-yard pickup for Orr, and the Scarlet Hawks are going to need a big performance out of Quentin Orr tonight. It is going to be one of the keys if they want to stay in this game. Hearns in the gun, a back to either side. It is a two-receiver set. As the backs switch it up, a receiver spread out to either side. It's a handoff, and coming up the middle again, it is Orr. Gets to around the 40-yard line, that time a 5-yard pickup. So 2 rushing attempts for Quentin Orr, 17 yards. And you better bet that the Scarlet Hawks are going to use Orr quite a bit this game. And as we mentioned in the pregame show, David Abrego inactive for tonight. So it'll really be a lot of Jonathan Rodriguez and Quentin Orr in the backfield. Hearns lined up with a back to his left. It is a 4-receiver set, 3 lined up to the right side, a receiver spread out to the left. Hearns takes the snap, throws to the right, has a target. It is hauled in and brought down after a nice little gain is Tony Mobilia.
Pass by number 5, John Hearns, is complete.
And they are going to mark this at the 49, a 5-yard pickup on the reception by the sophomore. And we've seen the Scarlet Hawks use quite a bit of versatility in their receiving game throughout this season as Hearns lines up in the gun. A back to his right, a slot back to either side, a 2-receiver set with a receiver spread out to either side. It's a handoff. It's going to be taken up the middle. Breaking free is Quentin Orr, and he's brought down inside the Canton 40.
And that play is good for the Scarlet Hawks.
Ball is marked at the 37-yard line. And actually, they're going to push it back to the 39.
First and 10 Milford from the Canton 39.
So 20-yard pickup on that play for Orr, as now from the pistol, another handoff to Orr, who takes it up the middle for another nice gain as he gets inside the 35 this time. The ball is going to be marked at about the 33, another 6-yard pickup for Orr. And that will end the first quarter, a 7-0 lead for Canton heading in to the second quarter, but the Scarlet Hawks driving downfield. Stay tuned. You're listening to Scarlet Hawks football on WMRC First Class Radio Sports. Scarlet Hawks now moving left to right across your radio. They have the ball at the Canton 34-yard line. Hearns lined up in the gun, a man in the backfield, a 4-receiver set, 3 lined up to the right side. He's going to throw downfield to the left side, and it is over the head of his intended target. Pretty good coverage downfield. The pass was intended for Pete Schuler. And you can expect Canton to double up on him all night. They know that Pete Schuler is a big weapon for John Hearns and the Scarlet Hawks offense. It was Brian Hagan and Tommy Gutowski on coverage for Canton. As on 3rd and 4 now, it'll be interesting to see what the Scarlet Hawks do here. Hearns lined up in the pistol, back to his left, slot back to the left side, and it was the receiver spread out. Timeout is called. It will be a short timeout. Hearns takes the snap, fakes the handoff, and takes it directly up the middle to about the 35-yard line. And he actually might have lost a yard or two on that play. So a 1-yard loss for Hearns. This Canton defensive line is doing a nice job too. Much of the Milford offensive success has really been testing the edge. As Hearns looking over towards the sideline to get this sign. Hearns lined up in the gun, back to his left, and the whistles will blow as another timeout has been called. And this will be a full timeout called by the Canton Bulldogs. So we will take one as well. You're listening to high school football on First Class Radio Sports. It's Milford High School football on WMRC First Class Radio Sports, streaming online at our media center at WMRCDailyNews.com as the Scarlet Hawks set for the next snap. Hearns lined up in the pistol, back to his left, a slot back to the right. 2 receivers spread out to the left side. Hearns takes a snap, fakes the handoff, play action, running up the middle, throws downfield, has a target for a first down and more. A reception hold in at the 15-yard line, and on the reception it was Blake Hill. A 20-yard pickup by Blake Hill. And a first down for the Milford Scarlet Hawks. Now Hearns and the offense back to the line. A little bit of a hurry-up offense here. This time Hearns in the gun, a back to his left, slot back to the right. 2 receivers spread out to the left side. Takes the snap. He's going to hand it off to the tailback, and taking it up the right side on a little sweep was Jonathan Rodriguez for a couple yards. We'll mark this at the 13, so 2 yards for Rodriguez. Good pace here for the Scarlet Hawks offense.
2nd down and 8.
Hearns quickly going to huddle up the line just to give them their assignments. And now he's set back in the gun with a man in the backfield, slot back to the right, 2 receivers spread out to the left. Hands it off. It's going to be a run up the middle. A couple yards on that carry by Quinton Orr.
Quinton Orr, the ball carrier.
Mark this one at around the 10-yard line. Third down now and 6 to go for the Scarlet Hawks.
2-yard gain on the play.
53 and counting left in the first half. It's a 7-0 Canton lead. But Milford with a nice drive going here. Hearns lined up in the gun. Quinton Orr to his left. 2 receivers spread out to the left side. And Hearns takes a snap. He's going to sweep to his left side. Gets around a couple tacklers and will be short of the first down. Picks up maybe a couple on that play. Had to elude a few tacklers to even start marching forward.
It brings up 4th down to the Scarlet Hawks.
Now that brings up 4th down now for Milford, and they're going to line up to kick here. And at least with this, you can come up with some points. Pat Lahane on the attempt. They got a good kicker here, the snap and the kick, and it is going to sail through. So Milford picking up 3 points on that drive, and it's a 7-3 game. 7:59 left to go in the first half. You're listening to high school football on WMRC First Class Radio Sports. A 7-3 ball game. Canton on top of Milford. The Scarlet Hawks set to kick off left to right across your radio after a 27-yard field goal from Pat Lahane puts Milford on the board. And we have ourselves a nice game going here. Lahane now set to kick off from the Scarlet Hawks 40-yard line to give Canton their 3rd drive of the game. And this is a booming kick. End over end will sail to the 9-yard line. A return up the middle till only about the 20-yard line by
Number 16, Anthony Ross on the
Anthony Ross, and that's where the Canton Bulldogs will start their 3rd drive of the game at the Milford 20. So nice job by the Scarlet Hawks on that last drive. They went all the way from their own 23-yard line to the Canton 10.
The 20-yard line. First and 10 Bulldogs.
And that was just some great offensive effort by Milford. There was a lot of good versatility there, some short passes, some good runs. And they have something going here. Is Brian Hagan and the Canton offense back out there. Hagan is in the gun with a back to his left, 4 receiver set, 3 lined up to his right. And it is going to be a handoff up the middle, maybe a yard or two, with that Scarlet Hawks defensive line coming up big again.
Brian Hagan, ball carry.
And it was Hagan on the carry. About a yard you can credit him with. That'll make it 2nd and 9 to go for the Bulldogs. And don't be surprised if you see Canton start to try to pass more here. The run is just not working against this Scarlet Hawks offense. Now the officials keeping track of the time on the field. The scoreboard having some issues here. So the official time is on the field. Right now the scoreboard is stopped at 7:13. But it could be a few seconds off. So the officials taking a look at the stopwatch on the field, and we are set to resume here. So we'll be paying attention to the officials on the field to see how much time is left. Now it looks like the timer on the scoreboard has totally stopped working as Hagan lined up in the gun, takes the snap, rolls out to his left, throws downfield, has a target, and Derek Harris on the completion. He fumbles though as he's brought down at about the 35, and Milford may have recovered. No signal yet. And it is Canton's ball. So the Bulldogs did recover.
Fumble recovered by Canton,
But it was a fumble on that play. It is a first down, so 15-yard reception. Yanni Papadopoulos on the recovery for the Bulldogs, and that could have been a huge momentum shift if Milford was able to get that ball back. Hagan lined up in the gun. He's going to line up with a man in the backfield, and there looked like some confusion on the offensive side of the ball. The Bulldogs are going to take another timeout. Taking the snap is Hagan. It is a handoff to Sterling Garvin, who will take it to the near side for a gain of a couple yards. About a 3-yard gain. That's only his 3rd carry of the game. Ball marked at the 37-yard line. And again, we're having some scoreboard issues, so we will not be able to give you the exact amount of time left in the half. But we will certainly try to get you updated as soon as possible. But we would imagine there is about probably 5.5 minutes or so as Hagan lined up in the pistol. And he will take this himself up the near side to around the 45-yard line. And that is going to move the chains. So a nice little gain there for Hagan. And mark it officially at the 46.
First down and 10 Canton at their own 46.
Pretty good pace going right now for the Canton Bulldogs. Hagan will come back into the huddle. This drive started back at the Milford 20. With about 8 minutes and 40 seconds left to go. Hagan lined up in the pistol, back to his right, slot back to either side, motion from left to right, and with a receiver spread out to the right. Hagan takes a snap, looking to his right, will throw downfield, and it's nearly intercepted. Threw it in front of his target right there for the Scarlet Hawks was Brendan Rodriguez.
Brian Hagan's pass falls incomplete.
And it was in front of Rodriguez. The attempt was to get it to Michael Harris, the junior receiver. And that will bring up 2nd and 10 for the Bulldogs. You'd imagine there's about less than 5 minutes left in the first half. Again, some clock issues here on the scoreboard, so the officials down on the field keeping track of the time. So we are going to have to guesstimate. Hagan is going to line up in the pistol. Back to his left, is going to take the snap and try to take it himself up the near side hash marks, and he will not get very far. That's going to be a 1-yard loss by the captain. A nice job once again by the Milford defensive line. Chris Pissarro and Mike Casey just came out of the game for a breather. They're doing a nice job up front.
Loss of 1 on the play.
Loss for the Canton Bulldogs. The clock right now says 4:38. They're trying to reset it as much as possible and try to get somewhat of an accurate time up there as Hagan lined up in the gun. Back to his right. It's going to be a 4-receiver set with 3 receivers to the left side. Trips bunch to the left side. Hagan takes the snap, rolling out to his right. He is going to try to take this himself, eludes a tackler, and then taken down at about the 49-yard line. A 4-yard pickup for Hagan.
Brian Hagan on the keeper. Quinton Orr in on the stop. For the
Hagan on the keeper there. Quinton Orr coming through defensively. And now it's 4th and 8. This is an interesting situation. You are close to Milford territory. You try to go for it here. We'll see what they do. They're lining up as if they will punt it away. Thomas Monagle is back out there, set to punt it away for the Canton Bulldogs. The snap, and now the punt, and he will indeed punt it away. An end-over-end kick will take a bounce at the near side on the 25 and roll all the way back inside the 10. A beauty of a punt it turned into for Thomas Monagle, and that's where the Scarlet Hawks will start. That punt coming at 3:33. That was a long drive, about a 5-minute drive for Canton, and it ends in a punt. The Scarlet Hawks start on their own 9-yard line, so they have their work cut out for them here.
1st and 10 Milford from their own 9.
We have about 3.5 minutes left in the first half. Hearns is lined up in the gun, a 4-receiver set. A handoff, and it's going to be taken up the near side. It's Jonathan Rodriguez cutting towards the 25 before he's pushed out of bounds on the near side.
And that play is good for Scarlet Hawks.
And they will mark it at the 23-yard line. So that's a 14-yard pickup for Rodriguez.
14-yard gain on the play. 1st and 10 Scarlet Hawks from their own 23.
Hearns lined up in the gun, a back to his left, takes the snap, and it's a handoff taken up the middle. About a yard or two as it's taken to around the 25-yard line.
Jonathan Rodriguez, the ball carrier.
There's Rodriguez once again on the carry.
3-yard gain on the play.
Second and 7 to go as they credit Rodriguez with 3. Hearns lined up in the gun, a back to his right. 2 receivers spread out to the right side with the lone receiver spread out to the left. And now there was a left back as he takes a snap, throws to the left side as a receiver, and that is a 1st down at around the 38-yard line.
Pass by John Hearns is complete.
It was Pete Schuler on the reception. A 12-yard pickup, a nice little pass by John Hearns, throwing across his body to Pete Schuler. And Milford will get back up to the line quickly.
1st and 10 Milford at their own
1st and 10. Hearns lined up in the gun, a back to his left. It's a 3-receiver set. He will hand it off to Rodriguez, who will sweep up the right side and be dragged down by Jake Ragusa. A vicious tackle there by Ragusa after a gain of about 2 or 3. Credited with a 2-yard gain on that one.
2nd down, 9.
The clock right now at 1:52. And what is happening is seconds are pausing on the clock, but it does appear to continue counting. So we believe that the clock is pretty accurate as Hearns takes the snap from the pistol, looking to throw. Will throw up the middle. Is anyone there? No, he throws it in front of his intended target, Pete Schuler. Schuler was lined up in the left slot and could not get to the ball in time. The pass was just a little bit too far in front of him. A nice attempt by Hearns, just a little bit too far. And I do want to mention the Scarlet Hawks sporting a lot of pink gear tonight, a lot of pink socks, in honor of the Find a Cure Foundation. Of course, Find a Cure for breast cancer. The Milford Scarlet Hawks sporting a lot of the pink gear tonight. And a lot of great programs happening around the local area schools in the Find a Cure campaign as Hearns lined up in the pistol, back to his left, and the play will be blown dead, and it is going to be a timeout called, it looks like, by the Canton Bulldogs. So a minute, 30 seconds left. Timeout on the field. We'll take one as well on First Class Radio Sports. 7-3 Canton lead. The Scarlet Hawks trying to get a last-minute drive up the field. They are at their own 38. It's 3rd and 9. Hearns lined up in the gun, back to his left. Two receivers spread out to the left side. Takes a snap, throws across his body to Rodriguez on the near side. Rodriguez eludes a couple tacklers, breaking free, and will be still on his feet towards the 50. Broke a couple of tacklers. Looked like he was going to come out of bounds near the 45. Ends up getting to around the 48. And that is going to be enough for the first down. Rodriguez moving the chains. Quite a run by the senior.
1st and 10, Scarlet Hawks.
And he is pumped up on the sidelines. That was a beauty of a run. It eluded 3 what should have been tackles there. Hearns lined up in the gun, back to his left. It's a 3-receiver set, 2 spread out to the left side. Takes the snap, looking downfield under a little bit of pressure, rolls out to his left, has a target, and it's complete. And it is going to be a big gain down the far side. And on the reception was Jack DeSantis, getting all the way to the Canton 30-yard line. A big gain for DeSantis, a 22-yard gain.
22-yard gain on the previous play.
The Scarlet Hawks moving the chains.
1st and 10, Milford.
How about that? John Hearns throwing in this game, and he is throwing well. Hearns with a back to his right, a slot back as well, and 2 receivers to the right. He will roll to his right and throws, and a big tackle as hauling in the pass was Tony Mobilia at the 30-yard line of Canton, and he was met up with a big hit from Jake Ragusa. The ball is marked at the 31. 3-yard gain. Timeout was called. We'll keep things right here. That was Tony Mobilia's 2nd reception of the game. And we were talking earlier, John Hearns throwing a lot tonight, and he is throwing well. Has only thrown 2 incomplete passes, has completed 5. So 5 for 7 for Hearns in the first half. That's not a bad look, and that was one of the issues that we talked about with John Hearns. Is he going to be able to throw as effective as we've seen Zach Lanzetta? And so far in this game, he's been pretty effective. A good mix of runner pass, and it seems so far right now that the Scarlet Hawks have come up with their guy to be behind center, and that is John Hearns. Of course, Zach Lanzetta is always there as well, but Hearns doing a nice job so far in this ball game. As the Scarlet Hawks are back on the field, we are set to go. Hearns with a back to either side, and he will take the snap. It's a handoff to Quinton Orr, sweeping up the right side, breaking free, and he's going to be taken out of bounds at around the 15-yard line, a 16-yard pickup for Quinton Orr.
16-yard gain on the play. Good for the Scarlet Hawks.
And it is good to see Quinton Orr back in full effect. Of course, had that knee injury last year. Hearns lined up again with a back to either side, slot back to the right, receiver spread out to the right. It's another handoff to Orr. He's going to try to sweep up the right side. Good for maybe a yard or two. 29.9 seconds left to go. A 7-3 Canton game, and another timeout. This time it will be taken by Milford. They are back to the line, set to go. Hearns is going to line up in the gun, back to his left. Two receivers spread out to the left side with a man in the slot. Hearns takes the snap, fakes the handoff, play action, rolls out to his left, and throws an interception on the far side of the field. And that could be a very costly interception, as on his feet at the Milford 40-yard line before he's brought down inside is Derek Harris on the interception. And that is big. Ends with an interception with 14.7 seconds left to go. The only fortunate part of that interception is you did not leave Canton a whole lot of time. The ball is placed at the 39-yard line. So a big interception by Harris. 61-yard return on the interception. And the Canton Bulldogs will have a couple shots at the end zone here. So another test for the Scarlet Hawks defense. Hagan is going to line up in the gun with a back to his left. Trips receivers to the right, lone man to the left. Takes the snap, throwing downfield. A beauty of a throw, and it is going to be incomplete. Throw was a little bit too far. Good coverage downfield on the intended target, Derek Harris. Jack DeSantis on coverage there for the Scarlet Hawks. And also down there for Milford was Ryan Nesta. 8.3 seconds left to go. So the Bulldogs, they have the opportunity here to take another couple throws towards the end zone. But they are likely just going to need to throw for the touchdown, as they do not have enough time to even try to get out of bounds, I don't think. Hagan lined up in the gun, a back to his right. It's a four-receiver set, three lined up to the left, rolls out to his right, throwing downfield, and it is going to be a wobbly pass that's hauled in over the defender's head, and that was an unbelievable catch. And that was Anthony Ross hauling it in. That was an absolute beauty of a throw and catch by Anthony Ross. Jumped over the defender to haul that in. And that is going to expire the half. Actually, the clock says 0.3 seconds. So a timeout called by Canton. They have a play here. So they still have the opportunity. One last play, it appears. And they mark the ball at the 3-yard line.
First down and goal for Canton from the Milford 3-yard line.
So it was a 36-yard pickup by Ross on what was a beauty of a catch. That is easily the catch of the game so far right there. That was thinking Canton was out of timeouts, but they still did have one more. And they have an opportunity here. 0.3 seconds left to go in the half. Hagan lined up on center. Man in the backfield. It's going to be a handoff to the motion man coming right to left and into the end zone for the touchdown. A 3-yard touchdown run. Jerron Reynolds.
Number 4, Jerron Reynolds from 4 yards out.
And a big score for Canton right at the end of the half. And now the extra point attempt. And how about that? 0.3 seconds left to go in the half, and you come up with a touchdown. That is a nice way to end the half if you're the Bulldogs. And the kick will sail through. So at the end of the first half, it will be a 14-3 lead for the Canton Bulldogs heading in to the halftime locker room.
Canton 14, Milford 3.
Welcome back to Milford High School. We are set for the second half. The Canton Bulldogs will be kicking off right to left across your radio to the Milford Scarlet Hawks. It is a 14-3 Canton lead, but the Milford offense, they have the chance to get right back into this game as they will get the ball to start off the second half. As we are set to go, out there to kick it away is Thomas Monagle, the sophomore. And it is a low kick, takes a bounce on the near side to about the 20, picked up by Jonathan Rodriguez. He's going to return it up the middle to around the 37, 38. Did the ball come out? A pylon around the ball. Let's see if the Scarlet Hawks were able to hold on. I did not see Rodriguez with the ball when he came up, and he was ruled down, it looks like. So the Milford Scarlet Hawks do have the ball. And Milford's offense will come out onto the field. So the Scarlet Hawks will start off with the ball at the 39-yard line. So we are at the start of the second half, and out there to be the quarterback, it is Zach Lanzetta. As Lanzetta in the pistol, hands it off to Rodriguez, and Rodriguez will take it just past the 45, about a 6-yard pickup for Rodriguez. So how about that? Zach Lanzetta out there for the second half. Perhaps maybe it was the first half was Hearns' half, and now it's time for Zach Lanzetta to get a chance at it. As Lanzetta lines up in the gun, a man in the backfield, a 3-receiver set, 2 lined up to the left, and Lanzetta will take this himself as he sweeps up the right side, getting to around the 49-yard line, awfully close to that first down marker. It looks to be just short, though. So they give him 3 yards, so he is short of the first down. It will be 3rd and 1 to go for the Scarlet Hawks. It's going to be interesting to see how much playing time Lanzetta gets. Could be Lanzetta and Hearns splitting halves as Lanzetta in the gun, flags all over the field. It looks like a false start against Milford. And that is what it will be. It's going to make it 3rd and 6 now. This will push Milford back to the 43-yard line. Rough break for the Scarlet Hawks. That's the last thing you want on 3rd and 1. Now, most likely, you're going to try to pass here. Lanzetta still out there with the offense. He is going to line up in the gun, a back to his right. A slot back to the left side with a receiver spread out to either side. Takes the snap, looking downfield. Will throw downfield to the right side over everybody to Pete Schuler. The 20, the 10, and into the end zone. A 40. A 57-yard touchdown by Pete Schuler. 57-yard touchdown reception thrown by Zach Lanzetta. And the Scarlet Hawks are right back in the game. A 14-9 game pending the extra point. Did not expect to see Zach Lanzetta in the game with the success Hearns was having, but Lanzetta just showed why he's in the game. And the extra point is going to be good. We'll take a timeout. You're listening to Scarlet Hawks football on WMRC First Class Radio Sports.
14, Milford 10. Number 40, Pat Mahoney,
Milford Scarlet Hawks set to kick off right to left across your radio after a 57-yard touchdown run by Pete Schuler. And this kick will be end over end, a high kick sailing to the far side. Will roll down the sideline on the far side and out of bounds. It's going to be a legal procedure against the Scarlet Hawks. We'll see if Canton asks for the re-kick here or if they'll just take it 15 yards up. And they are going to ask for the re-kick. So the Scarlet Hawks will re-kick it. This time they'll kick it from the 35-yard line.
Illegal procedure on the Scarlet Hawks.
9:21 left to go in the third quarter. A minute and 39 seconds it took before Zach Lanzetta threw a 57-yard touchdown to Pete Schuler to put Milford right back in this game and make it 14-10. Pat Lahane set to kick it off again. Left to right across your radio. Lahane calls it out, and we'll send this end over end down the middle. Liner of a kick to about the 6-yard line. And the return now up the far side, and a pretty good return to around the 37-38.
Anthony Ross on the return.
Ball marked at the 38-yard line. 32-yard return.
Bulldogs at their own 38.
That's where Canton will start their first drive of the second half. Hagan out there in the gun, back to his right, a slot back to the right side, 2 receivers spread out to the left. Now motion from left to right. Hagan throws the screen to his left to Harris, and Harris is going to be taken down pretty much right after the catch at around the 40, and having a few words with Earl Bassett, who had a huge hit on Harris. Ball marked at the 41, so a 3-yard pickup on the reception.
On the stop for the Scarlet Hawks.
.836 and counting.
3-yard gain on the play. Second
Canton
down,
back
7,
to the line.
41.
Hagan in the gun, back to his left. 2 receivers spread out to the right, 1 to the left, and now another man gets in the left slot as the slot back. A handoff to Sterling Garvin, and he finds his way up the middle for a first down and more as he gets to around the 45-yard line. A 14-yard pickup by the senior.
This carry is good for a Canton first down.
We have not seen a whole lot of Sterling Garvin so far tonight.
First and 10 Canton
Only
from
9
the
yards
46.
on the ground for Garvin in the first half. He picks up 14 there to move the chains. Hagan going to line up in the gun. The man to his left, a slot back to the left side as well, and it is going to be another handoff sweep to the near side. Jaron Reynolds will get just past the 45, about a yard on that carry. Canton now going to test the edges of this Milford defense. Zach Lanzetta warming up on the sidelines. Looks like he will go back out there for the next Scarlet Hawks drive. John Hearns is out there on defense for Milford. Hagan lined up in the pistol, back to his left, motion from right to left. He's going to take this himself up the middle, finds a bit of a hole, and will get to around the 37-yard line, about a 7-yard pickup on that carry by Hagan.
Number 18, Brian Hagan on the keeper. Number 28, Sean Arcolano in on the stop.
Arcolano on the stop. 3rd and 2 to go now for the Bulldogs.
3rd down and 2.
Hagan back out from the sideline to the huddle. And this Milford defense, it could use a big stop right here. Hagan going to line up on center. It is going to be a wishbone formation, and he will take the snap and go up the middle for maybe a yard. And it looks like he is short. We'll see where they mark this. I think he's going to be short. And And he is well short.
Stop short of the first down.
Looks like he might have even lost a yard on that carry. A big stop by the Milford
Loss of one on the
defense. It's 4th and 3. He did indeed lose one.
For Canton.
Canton will go for it. They have the offense out there. And at the 39-yard line, I think they're going to try to test this Milford defense once again, try to get momentum back on their side after that big touchdown early on. And a timeout is going to be taken. It will be a quick timeout. Keep things right here.
Timeout,
And it looks like Canton switched it up. They might have sent the punt team out there. No, they still got Hagan out there with the huddle, but they changed almost everybody on the field. And they will punt it away. They are lined up in punt formation. One young man set to punt it. Takes the snap, and he will send it to around the 9-yard line. There is a flag on the play. Ball marked back at around the 5.
6-yard line.
There was a holding call on that play, but the Scarlet Hawks will have the ball. So Canton forced to punt at the 5:30 mark. Now Milford with an opportunity, if they can get something going offensively, to take the lead. Zach Lanzetta will be the quarterback. Now the official's going to move the Milford back even further. And it looks like they're going to cut the distance in half, as there was a hold on the last play. Official picking up the ball. All right, so it is marked at about the 2.5-yard line.
1st and 10 from the 2.
Lanzetta with a back to his left, the receiver spread out to either side, back to pass, under pressure, will try to take it up the middle and gets maybe 3 on the carry.
Lanzetta on the keeper.
Lanzetta on the keeper there, trying to find that hole up the middle. This has been a fun Thursday night football game at Milford High School. Lanzetta lined up in the gun. There'll be 3 receivers to his left, receiver to his right with a back to his right as well. He will hand it off to that back. That back is Jonathan Rodriguez coming up the near side at the 30 and pushed out of bounds at around the 35. A big pickup for Jonathan Rodriguez. And they are going to mark him at the 32, a 27-yard pickup by Rodriguez to move the chains and give Milford some breathing room.
Milford from their own 32.
Scarlet Hawks huddle it up. Below 5 minutes left to go in the 3rd quarter now. Lanzetta lined up in the gun, a back to his right, receiver spread out to either side, and he will hand it off to Quentin Orr. And Orr works his way up the middle, close to the first down marker, about a 9-yard pickup. The combination of Quentin Orr and Jonathan Rodriguez coming through tonight for Milford, and they did give him enough to move the chains, a 10-yard pickup. Lanzetta lined up in the gun once again, a slot back to the left, receiver spread out to either side with a back to his right. Takes the snap, he is going to hand it off to the back to his right, and taking it up the middle once again was Quentin Orr. And this time he will get to around the 46-yard line, about a 3-yard pickup.
2nd down, 7.
2nd and 7 to go, 4:20 left in the 3rd quarter. The Scarlet Hawks have some good offensive momentum on their side right now. The Bulldogs going to crowd the defensive line as they are struggling with the run. Lanzetta in the gun, a slot back to the left, back to Lanzetta's left, 2 receivers spread out to the left side. It's a handoff to Rodriguez coming right up the middle, and this time we'll get to around the 48, about a 2-yard pickup there. Scarlet Hawks not afraid to test the defensive line. They keep doing so as Lanzetta comes over to the sideline, gets a nice pat from Coach Todd.
2-yard gain on the play. Third down, 5.
3rd and
48.
5 to go, so you have to expect Lanzetta may try to throw here as he is going to line up in the gun, back to his left, 2 receivers spread out to the left side, and he will hand it off. Jonathan Rodriguez will sweep to the right side and be brought down at around the 50. Only about 2 on that play for Rodriguez. So Milford is just trying to chip away as they head towards the first down, and now looks like they bring the punt team on. It's Pat Lahane out there set to punt it away for Milford. And I was surprised they didn't try to pass there. Lahane will indeed punt it away. It's a high-flying kick, and it will be dropped at the 20-yard line on the fair catch attempt. Let's see if the Scarlet Hawks have it. The officials trying to break up the pile.
Was muffed.
And it looks like it will be Milford's ball, and it will. The Scarlet Hawks recover the punt. A big recovery for the Scarlet Hawks. Lanzetta will line up on the gun. Rodriguez to his left, 2 receivers spread out to the left side, takes the snap, and he is going to fake the handoff, try to sweep to the left, he fumbles, and it's picked up in the backfield by a Bulldog. Zach Lanzetta was hit hard, going down the left hash marks, fumbled, and the Bulldogs defense recovered. But a more serious note, Zach Lanzetta appears to be injured on the play. Ball was recovered by Canton, but we hope Zach Lanzetta is okay as Coach Todd is going to come out and check on him. 2:33 left to go. It is a 14-10 Canton league. We'll take a timeout on First Class Radio Sports. Zach Lanzetta is able to walk off the field under his own power. Seems to be just a little bit shooken up on a big hit he took. Ended up fumbling the football, and the Canton Bulldogs do have it. So pretty crazy sequence of events. You have the Scarlet Hawks recover the punt as it was dropped on the fair catch at the 20-yard line. And then the play immediately following a fumble by Zach Lanzetta. And the defensive end picks it up for the Canton Bulldogs. So now Canton with possession at the Milford 28, quarterback on center. Handoff to the up back, taken up the middle for about 2 yards.
Number 1, Sterling Garvin, the ball carrier.
Sterling Garvin on the carry. Still plenty of time left in this game, so this Scarlet Hawks defense, they still need to go out there and make a stop, and we'll keep an eye on Zach Lanzetta. Appears to be in a little bit of pain on the Scarlet Hawks bench, being checked out by trainers. Hopefully he's okay and able to get back out there as Hagan is lined up on center. Takes the snap. It's a pitch and a sweep to the left side, and the defense comes through. A big loss on the carry attempt by Garvin. Excuse me, that was Jerron Reynolds trying to sweep on the left side. Jerron Reynolds appears to be a little bit shooken up as he hobbles off the field. Ball marked at the 35. It was a 5-yard loss by Reynolds.
After 5 yards on the play. Third down, 13.
3rd and 13 to go. And now lining up in the pistol, Hagan takes the snap, looking to his right, throwing downfield, and it's over the head of his intended target, Derek Harris. Great stand by the defense. They force another 3 and out, and the Bulldogs will punt it away.
And 13 for Canton.
Scarlet Hawks will have another opportunity offensively. And trying to figure out where Zach Lanzetta is. He is on the sideline, so Does have his helmet on. It appears he will stay in the game. Is set to punt it away. Is Thomas Monagel. The snap and the punt. And it is going to sail back to the 40. It is caught by Quinton Orr, taking it past midfield, and he's tripped up and taken down on the near side at around the 42. But very good starting field position for the Milford Scarlet Hawks. They will start at the 42-yard line. 53.8 seconds left to go in the third quarter.
Canton. First and 10, Scarlet Hawks.
43-yard line, excuse me, is where the Scarlet Hawks will start. Moving left to right across your radio. John Hearns back out there as the quarterback, lined up in the gun, a back to his right. A receiver spread out to either side. It's a handoff to Quinton Orr, working his way up the middle, pushing the defense forward, and will get to around the 37-38. A nice effort by Orr as he just pushes the pylon.
6-yard gain on the play. Second down, 4.
4 yards to go for the Scarlet Hawks. Hearns lined up in the pistol. Back to his left, 2 receivers spread out to the left side. Again, they're going to go with Quinton Orr. And correction, he faked to Orr that had the defense fooled, had me fooled, and he took it all the way up the far sideline to the 25-yard line. And that was a tremendous fake. A 13-yard pickup.
13-yard gain on the play.
The Scarlet Hawks move the chains. Well marked at the 25-yard line. 6.6 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Hearns lined up with a back to either side, a 3-receiver set with 2 receivers spread out to the left. Hearns takes a snap, handoff to the right back. It's Quinton Orr coming up the middle, cutting across a number of tacklers, and will get into the end zone for the touchdown. A 25-yard touchdown run for Quinton Orr, and the Scarlet Hawks are on top. (16-14) on the 25-yard touchdown run.
Number 40, Pat Lahane in for the point after try.
Now Pat Lahane out there for the extra point attempt. And that was right at the 0 mark of the third quarter. So how about that to end the third quarter? And we've had some epic endings to these quarters here tonight. Zach Lanzetta is out there as the holder. Lahane with the kick. And it is good for the extra point. 17-14, the Scarlet Hawks have climbed on top, outscoring Canton in the third quarter, 14-7. 11 minutes left to play, and this is going to be a fun 11 minutes. Don't move. You're listening to high school football on First Class Radio Sports. 11 more minutes of football left to go. The Milford Scarlet Hawks set to kick off right to left across your radio as they score a touchdown, a 25-yard run by Quinton Orr to end the third quarter and put the Scarlet Hawks up. As this is a high end-over-end kick, kind of an onside type of kick, and it will go to the near side of the 35-yard line, taken down immediately after the catch. It was Wanyan Man, and that's where Canton will start. And we'll start at the 35-yard line. This Bulldogs offense is going to be aggressive here. Last year, the Scarlet Hawks had a late comeback to beat Canton on the road, 38-35. Right now entering the fourth quarter, it's a 17-14 game. And this seems like it's going to have a great ending, like the last game did. As Hagan in the pistol with a back to his right, will take the snap, hands it off to his right, as Garvin is going to sweep to the left side, and he picks up about 5 or 6 on that carry as he gets to around the 41. give him 6 yards on the carry.
6-yard gain on the play.
25 yards
Second
rushing
down,
tonight
4,
for
41.
Sterling Garvin. Hagan in the Bulldogs offense, back to the line. Hagan with a back to his left. It's a 4-receiver set, 3 lined up to the right side, takes the snap, and it's going to be Garvin again. This time trying to sweep to the right side, eludes one tackler, still on his feet, and he's going to be brought out of bounds just past the 40-yard line. It might have even been a small loss there for Garvin, or just getting back to the line of scrimmage. Did a nice job at eluding a couple tacklers. Sean Arquilano hobbling off the field. He was a little shooken up on that play. Ball marked at the 39, so loss of 1 on that play.
Loss of 2 yards on the play. Third down.
Third down. And 6 to go for Canton. The Bulldogs back to the line. Hagan in the pistol, back to his left. It's a 4-receiver set, 3 spread out to the left. And it looks like a timeout is going to be called just before the snap. It will be a short Canton timeout.
Timeout, Canton.
17-14, Scarlet Hawks lead. Hagan lined up in the pistol, back to his left, a 4-receiver set, 3 spread out to the left side. The back moves to his right side now. Hagan takes the snap, will throw downfield, down the middle, has a target. It's hauled in for a first down, as hauling it in is Anthony Ross at about the 36-yard line, and they're going to mark it at the 37, a 25-yard gain by Anthony Ross. And some big momentum for Canton. 10 minutes and counting.
1st and 10, Bulldogs at the Milford 38.
This Milford defense looking to make another stand. They have done terrific pretty much all game long, but they have given up a touchdown in each quarter. Hagan lined up in the gun. 3 receivers spread out to the left, a back to his right, takes the snap, and it is going to be a fake to Garvin, and he will take it himself up the middle, and that will be a gain of 4 or 5 depending on where they mark it. A good thing he faked it to Garvin, as Garvin was met right away. The ball is marked at the 33, so a 4-yard pickup by Hagan.
2nd down, 6.
2nd and 6 to go for the Canton Bulldogs. As they are huddled up, taking their time. They have slowed down the pace of their offense. Hagan lined up in the gun, motion from left to right. 2 receivers now on the right side, man in the slot to the left with a receiver spread out, and a back to Garvin's right. And now, before the snap, it is going to be another timeout called by the Canton Bulldogs. Some confusion offensively, and it's a short timeout, so we'll keep things right here. But still, 8:47 left. You're down by 3. And it is good for Milford that Canton has to burn a timeout here due to some confusion, especially since this game does seem it is going to go right down to the wire. And these timeouts could be huge at the end of the game. Hagan and the Bulldogs offense back to the line. Hagan in the pistol motion from right to left, takes the snap, looking to throw, under pressure, eludes one tackler, now going up the middle, and will have a first down as he's brought down at around the 25-yard line. That's about an 8-yard pickup for Hagan, keeping the drive alive. That was a big first down for Canton. Credit him with a 7-yard pickup there. Ball marked at the 26. Hagan back to the huddle, looking to continue this drive and take back the lead. Scarlet Hawks up 17-14, 8-12 and counting. Hagan lined up in the pistol, motion from right to left, takes the snap. It's going to be a run up the middle. Garvin picking up some good yards and will work his way awfully close to that first down marker. That is going to be about an 8 or 9 yard pickup for Sterling Garvin. And the ball marked at the 17-yard line, 8 yards.
8-yard gain on the play. Second down, 2.
2nd and 2 to go for the Canton Bulldogs. This Milford defense, they've been on the field for quite a while in this half. Hagan lined up in the gun, back to his right, motion from left to right. He is going to take this himself up the middle, a first down and more. And he gets to around the 10-yard line before he's taken down.
18, Brian Hagan on the keeper.
That's about a 7-yard pickup for Hagan.
Canton first down.
It's 1st and goal. That was enough for the first down.
First down and goal for Canton from the 10-yard line.
The Bulldogs do score here. The Scarlet Hawks still have plenty of time. They'll have to put together another touchdown drive. Hagan lined up in the pistol, back to his left, motion from right to left, takes the snap. It's going to be a handoff to the running back, and he is going to go up the left hash marks for 1 or 2. Not a whole lot of yards there by Garvin. Clock will continue to run. And they don't give him any yards on that play. They mark it right back at the 10. So no gain on that last run, and it's 2nd and 10 now.
No gain on the play.
Hagan in the gun, back to his left. 2 receivers spread out to the right. Now 1 motioning from right to left. Takes the snap, throws to the corner, and great defensive play made by Jack DeSantis on the corner of the end zone. It was in the hands of Jaron Reynolds, but Jack DeSantis breaks it up and makes it 3rd and 10. That could have been the game saver right there. A huge defensive play from DeSantis, and we've seen a couple of tremendous plays tonight from Jack DeSantis at corner. Hagan in the gun, back to his right. Motion from left to right. It's a 3-receiver set. The motion man will take it, trying to sweep the right side, and stopped by the defense was Jaron Reynolds after a small pickup, if anything. And now Canton is going to bring out the field goal unit to try to tie things up. 5:38 and counting.
From the 10.
The field goal unit is on the field. The Scarlet Hawks had a 27-yard field goal earlier in this game. It was on their 2nd drive of the game to make it 7-3 at that point. On the field goal attempt, it's Thomas Monagle.
Field goal attempt.
Oh, and a Scarlet Hawk jumped on the right side. The kick would have been good. And it is against Milford. That's a 5-yard pickup for the Bulldogs, it looks like.
On the Scarlet Hawks is the call.
It's offsides on Milford. The field goal would have been good. He did get the kickoff. But now the field goal unit may be coming off the field here as they go over to the sidelines. Nope, still on the field. There's an injured Scarlet Hawk in the backfield. Not quite sure who it is. It looks like it is Arquilano. We saw him hobbling earlier in the game, but Arquilano was injured in the backfield. Perhaps that's the reason maybe Milford jumped off sides. They saw Aquilano injured and no one else did, not sure. But in any case, the ball will be pushed up to the 5-yard line, I believe. And it will. So they're going to mark it at the 5-yard line. It's 4th and goal from the 5.
5-yard penalty. We're going to give all to the 5-yard
Field
line.
goal unit still out there for Canton. Thomas Monagle will get another shot at it once again. The snap and the kick. And it is good. And we have ourselves a tie game. It's 17 apiece. 5:01 left to go. The Scarlet Hawks will get the ball back coming up next on WMRC First Class Radio Sports. You are listening to the game of the year on WMRC First Class Radio. 5:01 left to go. Milford and Canton knotted up at 17 apiece as the Bulldogs set to kick off left to right across your radio after a 22-yard field goal from Thomas Monagle.
Canton set to kick off.
It was about a 6-minute drive for Canton to start off the 4th quarter. And it's a low-sailing end-over-end kick to the far side 15. It will be returned right to left across your radio as coming upfield just past the 40-yard line on an impressive return is Jonathan Rodriguez to give the Scarlet Hawks some good starting field position. The ball will be marked at around the 41-yard line. So the Milford offense coming back out. And they are led by John Hearns.
At their own 41.
Hearns and Quinton Orr are on the field. Hearns is going to line up in the gun with Quinton Orr to his left. 2 receivers spread out to the left side. A man in the slot to the right takes the snap. It's a handoff to Orr, and he works his way up the middle to about the 44-yard line, about a 3-yard gain. Expect a lot of Quinton Orr on this drive. 2nd and 7 now for the Scarlet Hawks. 4:33 and counting.
Down 8 from the 43.
Hearns out there in the gun. A man in the backfield, 2 lined up to the left, or lone receiver spread out to the right. It's a run up the middle, and it's Quinton Orr again, and he got to around the 47, 48-yard line. Let's see where they mark it. They're going to mark this, I think, at the 47, 4-yard pickup.
4-yard gain on the play. 3rd down, 3.
3rd and 3 to go. Correction, 3rd and 4 to go for the Scarlet Hawks. The Milford offense back to the line. Hearns in the gun. Quinton Orr to his right. 2 receivers lined up to the right side. Hearns rolling out to his right, throws downfield, has a target. It's complete at the 40-yard line on the far side, brought down at the 35-yard line. It's Blake Hill on the reception, a 12-yard pickup.
And that play is good for the Scarlet Hawks.
So the chains move, and the Scarlet Hawks offense has something going.
1st and 10, Milford from the Canton 35.
Hearns lined up in the gun once again. Back to his left, slot back to the right, 2 receivers to the left. It's a handoff, Quinton Orr up the middle, and he will get about 3 or 4 on that play as he works his way up to around the 37-38. They mark it at the 37. 2-yard pickup by Orr. 2nd and 8. 3:04 and counting left. Hearns in the gun with a back to his left. It's a 3-receiver set to the left side. Hands it off to Rodriguez. Rodriguez sweeping up the right side. Breaks free at the 10 and into the end zone for the touchdown. A Scarlet Hawks touchdown. A 33-yard touchdown for Jonathan Rodriguez. The Milford Scarlet Hawks are back on top. 23-17.
Number 40, Pat Lahane.
And now Pat Lahane for the extra point. The snap and the extra point, a flag on the extra point. It does sail through.
This kick is good, quite successful. There is a flag on the field.
All right, so the flag was against Canton. It was denied, 24-17. Scarlet Hawks on top, 2:44 left to go. We'll take a timeout on WMRC First Class Radio Sports.
Milford, 24.
Welcome back to an excited Milford High School. The Scarlet Hawks just took the lead once again, a 33-yard touchdown run by Jonathan Rodriguez to make it 24-17. Milford on top of Canton. They are kicking off right to left across your radio. 2:44 left to go in the game as Lahane sends it end over end to about the 15-yard line. It will be returned up the middle to about the 33-yard line, and that's where Canton will start.
Number 16, Anthony Ross on the return. Number 28, Sean Aquilano on the lead tackle for the Scarlet Hawks.
So Canton does have enough time left to put together this drive. It's going to come down to the Scarlet Hawks defense. It will be very interesting to see how this Canton offense approaches this drive. And keep in mind, a touchdown and an extra point ties the game. Hagan lined up in the gun, a back to his left, a four-receiver set, three spread out to the left. Takes the snap, rolls out to his left, has a target. It is complete to about the 35, taking up the far sideline, a first down and a little bit more as Anthony Ross takes it to around the 45, about a 12-yard pickup there by the senior captain.
Plays good for a Bulldogs first down.
Nice little screen there by Hagan. Bit of a bubble screen as ball marked at the 46. And now with a back to either side, three spread out to the right, a receiver spread out to the left, takes a snap, goes up the middle, has a target, and wide open, marching upfield, Anthony Ross, and will get right into the end zone. A 54-yard touchdown pass from Brian Hagan to Anthony Ross. And with the extra point, this game will be tied with 2:12 left to go. Is the official over at the Milford sideline, and there is a flag down. There's talks that there could have been a celebration, and it is. This is against Canton. Unsportsmanlike conduct pushes the extra point attempt.
It's a 15-yard penalty.
Ball marked at the 18-yard line.
Ball is now spotted on that.
And they are going to have to attempt the extra point from way back. A 35-yard kick this will be. Thomas Monagle, the snap, the kick, and it is short. And it will be down in the Milford end zone, but it is short. So the Scarlet Hawks have the 24-23 lead. 2:12 left to go. A excessive celebration penalty pushed back the extra point, and it was no good. So Scarlet Hawks still up by one. We'll take a timeout on WMRC First Class Radio Sports.
That makes you score.
It's Milford Scarlet Hawks football on WMRC First Class Radio. A 24-23 Milford lead. Canton set to kick off left to right across your radio. as their last drive ended in a 54-yard touchdown pass
Number 8, Thomas Monaco,
to Anthony Ross. But before the extra point, excessive celebration penalty, push it back to the 18. They're going to try the onside, and that onside will be too short. The Scarlet Hawks will have the ball with very good field position.
Canton attempting the onside kick. Kick did not travel.
An
10
onside
yards.
attempt, and it was too
Monaco
short.
will take over the football.
The Scarlet Hawks are going to have the ball on the 46-yard line on Canton's side of the field. If the Scarlet Hawks can get a first down, the game is over. Canton
First and
also
10. Milford at the Canton
has already used a
41.
timeout. Scarlet Hawks offense led by John Hearns at the line. Hearns in the pistol, back to his left. A 3-receiver set, 2 to the left. Hands it off to Orr. Up the far side hash marks. And we'll get just right back to the line of scrimmage. Not a big gain there. Timeout taken by Canton to stop the clock. And this will be a full timeout. 2:05 left to go. A timeout on the field. We'll take one as well. Milford trying to win their second game of the season. They're up 24-23 on First Class Radio Sports. Welcome back to Scarlet Hawks football on WMRC First Class Radio. Hearns lined up in the gun, back to his right. It was a receiver spread out to either side. It's a handoff taken up the middle, maybe a yard or two. Scarlet Hawks at this point just trying to waste some clock and get Canton to blow all their timeouts.
Jonathan Rodriguez, the ball carrier.
Jonathan Rodriguez up the middle, and that was a small loss on the play. Timeout called by Canton.
Timeout, Canton.
1:59 to go.
Their final timeout.
It's their final timeout. They will have time on the clock if the Scarlet Hawks can't get this first down. They will have a little bit of time. Milford gets the first down here. The game is over. The clock is stopped, so you wonder, are they going to try to throw, or are they going to keep it on the ground? On third down, most likely you keep it on the ground, try to waste some clock, then you throw on the fourth down. Since Canton cannot stop the clock, might as well try to waste as much time as possible. It'd be interesting to see what Coach Todd draws up in this situation. But who would have thought, coming into the Thursday night football this week, that the game would be anything like this? As Milford with a great opportunity to give the Canton Bulldogs their first loss of the season.
Third down and 10 for the Scarlet Hawks at the Canton
Hearns
41.
lined up in the gun, a back to either side, a slot back to the left with a receiver spread out to the left. And it's going to be a handoff. Jonathan Rodriguez sweeping up the left side, and he is close to the first down marker, but just a little bit short. The clock will keep running. And that is a first down. So Jonathan Rodriguez, just enough to get the first down, moves the chains, and the clock will keep running. And the Scarlet Hawks, barring a Canton miracle, will have their second win of the season.
Milford at the Canton 30.
Hearns with a back to his left. Handoff to Rodriguez. Up the middle, finds a seam, and will go into the end zone. And there is a flag. And now, a couple players getting rough, and actually looked like he was just maybe short of the end zone. Broke the pylon, but might have stepped out of bounds right at the 1.
Jonathan Rodriguez on the carry.
So he was short of the end zone. There was no touchdown signal. Stepped out of bounds just before he knocked over the pylon. See what the call is.
And that play was good for the Scarlet Hawks.
The Scarlet Hawks first down. A big run by Jonathan Rodriguez. And now Pat Lehane is going to kick the three-point field goal. And that will go through. And there was no touchdown sign on the field. It appears, and it was a touchdown. So now getting the touchdown call. There was no touchdown sign initially. It looked like Rodriguez stepped out of bounds perhaps, and that's why there was no touchdown call. I thought it was a touchdown, but did not see the signal by the official on the field. So that officially was a touchdown by Rodriguez. The extra point was good. So that secures the victory just about for Milford. Still some time left. It is 31-23, so Canton does have time here. Touchdown and the two-point conversion. A minute and 4 seconds left. This game, believe it or not, is not quite over yet. Scarlet Hawks set to kick off, right to left across your radio. The ball is on the Canton 45. It was a penalty on Canton. Lehane, an end-over-end kick to the 5. It is going to be returned to the near side to about the 15. Canton is going to have a couple big plays.
Number 16, Anthony Ross on the return.
Ball marked at the 15-yard line.
First and 10.
56.2 seconds left to go. This has been an amazing football game. Hagan in the pistol, throws to his left, has a receiver. It will be complete as trying to get to the sideline on the far
Pass
side.
18, Brian Hagan is complete. Pass caught by number 16, Anthony Ross.
It was Anthony Ross coming through again, and he did get out of bounds to stop the clock. But a 5-yard pickup by Ross. He had the 54-yard touchdown earlier to give
second down
their
5 from the 20.
the lead. That was after Milford tied it up. A timeout on the field, 48.2 seconds left to go. We'll take one as well on First Class Radio Sports. Hagan throws towards the near side, and the pass was incomplete. The intended target was Derek Harris. 42.4 seconds left to go. It's 3rd and 4 from the Canton Bulldogs from their own 20. Hagan out to the huddle. 2 more opportunities to get into the end zone for Canton. Hagan lined up in the gun. Back to his right. It's a 3-receiver set, all lined up to the right side. Hagan under pressure, rolls out to his left, and he's brought down. Brought down out around the line of scrimmage. The clock will keep running. Hagan rushing to get everyone back to the line. In the pistol. Takes the snap. Looking downfield. Throws to the right side. It's complete. And here we go, coming up the near side and brought down is Derek Harris.
Number 5, Derek Harris.
It is a first down, so they're going to be quick to get back up to the line. They're going to try to get another playoff here. Needs to stop the clock, 9 seconds left. We'll stop the clock, 8.6 seconds left to go.
Stops the clock at 8.6 seconds.
Ball is at the 34-yard line. 8.6 seconds left to go. I'm expecting Canton to take a long shot here. Hagan now going to go over to the sideline and talk to the coach. Quickly back out to the huddle. Bulldogs line back up. Hagan in the gun and back to his left. A 3-receiver set, all receivers to the left side. Hagan takes a snap, throws up the middle. It is dropped by the intended target. It was Anthony Ross, and that will do it. The Milford Scarlet Hawks. And actually, that is not going to do it. They're going to put some time back on the clock here. I think they're going to put about 0.3, 0.4 seconds back on the clock. So we'll be 0.3 seconds back on the clock.
Put back on the clock. 3 seconds.
No, they're putting 3 whole seconds back up there. So Canton will have time for another play.
3rd down and 10 for Canton.
Hold everything, folks.
From their own 33.
One more opportunity for the Bulldogs to try to stay undefeated, or at least tied up to send it to OT. Hagan in the gun. Back to his left, a 4-receiver set, 3 lined up to the left side, takes the snap, looking downfield. Under pressure, throws a long one down the middle, and it's intercepted. And actually it was dropped by Quentin Orr, but on the very last play, Quentin Orr and Jack DeSantis with a big collision and a little bit nerve-wracking. Quentin Orr is limping a little bit towards the sideline. So you hope on that last play that Quentin Orr and Jack DeSantis did not get injured. Quentin Orr a little bit hobbly going to the sideline, but in any case, the Milford Scarlet Hawks have come away with the 31-23 victory in what was an absolutely miraculous game. The Scarlet Hawks improved to 2-2 on the season, while the Canton Bulldogs fall to 3-1. But what a show it was on Thursday Night Football here at Milford High School.
Homecoming game on Saturday, October 25th.